Hello, my lovely Virgos. Welcome to your reading for the beginning of June. My name is Natasha, also known as Nourish Natasha. If you're new, you're welcome. If you're old, you're welcome back. This is a reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Take what resonates, leave the rest. This might be for you. This might be for another Virgo. We're going to get right into this, Virgo. I've already shuffled these decks. We're going to do some tarot. We're going to clarify with some oracle. I'm just saying this before the reading starts. I am doing a little little giveaway here on my channel. If you would like to be entered into a thing to win a free 3-card reading, a personalized reading, all you got to do is drop your name and a question, or if you don't have a question, you can just put general reading in the comments below, and I'm going to pick one person from each sign from this batch of readings to get a free 3-card reading. So again, just drop your name and a question in the comments and you will be entered. At the bottom of the deck, we're getting right into this. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is a self-imposed prison, my lovely Virgos. It is a prison of our own limiting beliefs, of our own, it's a mental prison, and we have put ourselves there. And I think it's interesting. This is the after tarot, and it's 1 second after the traditional tarot. And this card only usually has the one person on it, but in this, there are 2 people. So, phone a friend. Ask for help from a friend if you feel like you are really struggling mentally. Your friends are there for you, yeah. And I think you are definitely struggling mentally, my lovely Virgos. The 9 of Swords just flew out. This is a card of anxiety, nightmares, stress, worst case scenario rising. You can see here, usually the 9 of Swords, the person is like waking up from a nightmare, but in this one, they're actually fighting their dragon, fighting their demons. I think you're really trying to fight off that anxiety, Virgo. I think you are really trying to, clear your head, fight off that anxiety, those nightmares, that stress. But again, if you feel like you are going through it, ask for some help. If you need help, ask for some help. Help will be given to those who ask. What else does Virgo need to hear? Chaos mode isn't working, so we're going to pull the old-fashioned way. As soon as I say that card, so flipping out. What is going on for my Virgos here? We'd love to see it. I mean, it's a fairly positive reading, my friends. I don't think there's any good or bad, necessarily in the tarot. I think they're just energies and how we work with it. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Wands, victory. Behind that, 6 of Swords, moving on to commerce shores, migration, letting go. 2 sixes. Victory march, definitely moving on to commerce shores, moving on to something else. Hopefully moving on from that 9 of Swords, that stress. Yeah, I think, my lovely Virgos, first we have the 5 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and Temperance. 5 of Swords, 10 of Cups, and Temperance. I think if you want to move on, if you want to have victory over this night and this 9 of Swords, this anxiety, the stressors, the 8 of Swords, mental prison, you got to put the swords down and you got to find Temperance. Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. Moderation, balance, peace, harmony. Same thing with the 5 of Swords. This is after the battle, putting the swords down. Again, this is the after tarot, so it's 1 second after. Yeah, balance, peace, harmony. You can see here in Temperance, they have 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the earth. Usually, I think they're pouring the cups into one another, and this one is one's up, one's down, as above, so below. Very balanced, peaceful, moderation energy. And the 10 of Cups, right? That's what we want. If you want that 10 of Cups, you want to step out of the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords and the stress, and we want to step into the happiness and the emotional fulfillment and the contentment. We got to find that temperance. We got to find that balance and that peace and that harmony, and kind of walking away from the battle. It's no one to choose your battles, no one to put the swords down. And then we have, we love to see it. I'll have to cover this card a little bit because YouTube doesn't like the nudity. The Star, card of Aquarius. She's actually bathing, bathing in the waters. Usually in the Star, they're kneeling. But in this Star, they're bathing in the waters. The Star is the card of hope, of finding your North Star. It's also the light at the end of the tunnel. The Star comes after the Tower. And the Tower is when everything collapses, is catastrophe, is major life event, major transformation. The Star comes after. It is the thing that keeps you going, the reminder that there is hope, the reminder that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And what is your light at the end of the tunnel in this case? I think it is the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Hard work and passion, and putting your passion behind your hard work. The Queen of Wands is the fire queen. She works very hard, works very passionately. She knows what she wants and she goes for it. That's got to be you, Virgo. You have to know what you want and go for it, and embody the Eight of Pentacles, which is kind of the hard work. It's like the montages in movies. I'm thinking, of course, the montage that comes to mind is the one from The Office that is like the Rocky, based off the Rocky montage where he's like working out in Threat Level Midnight. It's like, it takes, like when they do the montages in movies, it's very fast, but it's actually like months of hard work. It's just condensed into the montage. It's the months of hard work, and it is doing it passionately. The Eight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Finally, we have the Eight of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Ten of Pentacles. The Hierophant is a card of Taurus. The Eight of Cups is a card of moving on, also a card of grief, of disappointment, of loss. But the thing that's interesting here is that traditionally the Eight of Cups is someone who's walking away from these cups. And you can see that person walking away far in the background, but then there's this person here that's still like looking at these cups, and I think that's you, Virgo. I think you're kind of stuck in looking at those cups that do not serve you any longer, those cups that are spilled, those cups that are empty. You're kind of stuck there. And she gives me really Virgo vibes, and she's like stuck at those cups and like continually revisiting those cups, and like that might be what's causing the stress and the anxiety, and the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords, that mental prison, is revisiting those old cups that don't serve you anymore. And you can notice here, one is filled with blood and one is filled with water. Like they were for sure hard cups, Virgo. They were for sure traumas, and it's hard to not revisit them, but you got to put the swords down. We got to move forward. We got to find that balance and that harmony so we can have our Ten of Pentacles and our Ten of Cups. Happiness, fulfillment, friends, family, all the good things, wish come true energy, Ten of Pentacles, long-term wealth, abundance, legacy vibes. The Hierophant is in between those two cards. Again, card of Taurus, card of rigidity. Again, with the Eight of Pentacles, structure, stability, tradition, being kind of rigid with yourself to find that moderation and that peace and that balance. It's hard. It's way easier said than done, my friends, but I think that's what you need to do. The Hierophant can also be a card of finding a guide or a teacher. He is the Pope of the Tarot. You know, it is the teacher to the student. Yeah, I think Virgo, you got this. You got this. You got the star. Good energy, wish come true. Lots of wish come true energy here. You just have to put in the work and the passion to get there, which I know you can do because y'all Virgos are determined. I know two of my best friends are Virgos. Y'all got this. What else does Virgo need to hear? They said, no chaos mode today. I guess we'll pull the old-fashioned way. All right. The bottom of the deck. Can't make it up. We just had a Mercury retrograde that was just the worst. I think it kind of just threw us all for a loop. But notice this card, the Love Garden, came out. Look at how similar these two cards are. It's the same. It's the same. The Love Garden is what we want, right? The Love Garden is what everybody wants. Happiness, friendship, being in your love garden that's abundant, and there's a bonfire in the middle, and you're there with your friends and your family, and the yay. We want that. And you're not alone, Virgo, in this stuff that you're going through. You're not alone. You know, I think the stressors and the anxieties have made you feel like you're alone, but you are not. We have the High Road, and I see that you're here, and I'm glad. And that card, I love it. It's like a bunch of little ghosties there together. You're not alone in this uncertain space. There are other people there with you, even though it feels a little spooky and a little ghosty, and you know, there's other people there with you, even though it may not feel like it. I see that you are here, and I am glad you're not alone in this uncertain space. And we got to take the high road. And the high road is also not necessarily, I'm not saying take the high road like if someone wronged you, you have to be the bigger person. No. The high road is like the best option, again, and it's not necessarily the easiest option, right? With the Eight of Pentacles and the Hierophant, it takes a lot of structure and it takes a lot of patience, and it might be a longer journey, but it is the better destination, if that makes sense. You know, we have a little chaos energy here for sure. We have the Hell Train and the fucking major tower energy here, my friends. I think you definitely had a bit of a tower moment. The Hell Train came through, and the dumpster fire also came through. Again, what happens before the Star card is the Hell Train and the fucking, it's the tower. I think you had some kind of major trauma, major life change. The tower came crashing down. What is happening in the tower card? It is a tower literally being struck by lightning. But the reason why I like, so the Star card in this deck, again, this is the After Tarot Star card. In the Way Home Tarot, which is another one of my favorite decks, the Star is actually depicted as this like kind of burnt forest, and there's a river going through it, and at the end there is the star. But the forest around it is burnt. Because in the Tower, which is the card that comes directly before the Star, is lightning striking a cabin in the middle of the forest, and it's causing a forest fire. So the Star comes immediately after that. When the forest fire is done, yes, the trees are burnt, but you have refound your light at the end of the tunnel. You have refound your hope in the Star. And I think the Hell Train and the Fucking were that tower moment, were that lightning striking the cabin and the forest burning around you, Virgo. But good things are coming. The Love Garden's coming. The Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles. You just have to find your reason to live juice. You have to find the thing that keeps you going. Because, if you're going to go on this journey of temperance and the Eight of Pentacles and the Hierophant and finding structure and stability and, like, really focusing in the hard work and the high road and, like, no distractions. It might be the little longer road and the hard work takes forever. You have to have reason to live juice in the middle of all that. Like, yes, you have your North Star. After this tower moment, you have found your hope again, but hope must be kindled with reason to live juice. Hope must be kindled with reason to live juice, or else you're going to keep walking back to those old cups that don't serve you anymore, or else you're going to kind of keep getting stuck in this Nine of Swords energy and that Eight of Swords energy. You have to have that reason to live juice to keep you moving forward instead of backwards. Yes. An answer but not the solution. I think that is in reference to these things that you keep going back to. They might have been an answer at one time. That cup, that unhealthy coping mechanism, and maybe it's not even an unhealthy coping mechanism, it just doesn't serve you anymore. So, like, for example, right before the pandemic, I got divorced, and I have been isolated for a very long time. I've been, like, in the house, working from home, single, very cut off from everyone, because I needed that. I needed that healing. And wasn't necessarily a bad thing. Like, being alone, I don't think is a bad thing. I think being independent and alone is a good thing. But now it's time to come out of that, right? And I want to retreat back into my hole. I want to go back to being alone. And it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not what I need to do right now. And that was an answer, but not the solution. The answer at the time was for me to isolate myself. But we can't keep running back to that cup as soon as we get scared because we stepped out of our comfort zone, right? We have to keep going. We have to keep on the high road. It is the harder road. It is, the more challenging road, and it takes a lot more hard work, but you have to keep going and have to keep putting yourself outside of your comfort zone. And something that can help is spelling it out, getting really clear on where you're going, what your intention is, what exactly are you moving towards. Again, to help us, like, define that North Star, to define that guiding star of where we're going, you have to know what it is, or else you're going to get tired of being on that journey, tired of being on the high road, tired of the Eight of Pentacles and all the hard work, and you're going to forget, like, why am I doing this? Spell it out. Remind yourself of why you're doing this. What is the end goal? Any final messages for my Virgo lovelies from this oracle deck? Fortune favors the bold, lurking at the bottom of the deck. Pirates of the Caribbean energy there, finding your heading and being bold about it. Again, I mean, it's been said so many different ways here. X marks the spot. Again, this is finding your heading on a ship. X marks the spot. The star, doesn't matter which way you slice it, you need to find some kind of end goal, some kind of guiding energy, because if you don't have that, Virgo, you have to have both to make the journey work. You have to have the end point, and you have to have the reason to live juice and the hope to keep going. Otherwise, we get distracted, we go back to those old things. No, we need the thing that I like to say is I like dangle a carrot in front of myself, like a horse, or like the dog in Mulan where she like puts the bone on the end of the thing and he's like running around with it. I did that to myself for such a long time. My goal was to have my dream car, which I now have. I finally got it. I was dangling that in front of myself for the longest time because I was like, I just need something to keep going. And now that I have it, I'm like, well, I already got it. So like, do I have to keep moving forward? Yes. Dangle something else in front of yourself if you gotta. Some new X marks the spot. Spell it out. Some new heading, you have to have that so you can keep going, so you can have a focus. So we stop running back to the past and we start moving forward. Hand in Hand is a card of duality. It's almost like the real world and the upside down, kind of Stranger Things vibes. Again, you have to have that. Two things can exist at once. You can, as you're moving forward, I'm not saying run back to those old things, but you have to be hand in hand with your trauma and the things that got you here in the first place, and the hell train and the fucking, the things that like messed us up. You can't just suppress them and ignore them. You have to move forward with them hand in hand. So you got this, Virgo. I believe in you. All right. Any final messages from Virgo from this last oracle deck? This is a Sacred Symbols oracle deck. Magic. Focus on your own magic. Do some magic about it. I think there's like a TikTok audio knowledge that is like, you know, you're a witch. Go do witch things. You have all these things at your disposal. You know, you can go do spell work. Have you forgotten that? Have you forgotten to do your spell work on your journey? Have you forgotten to like do the protective spells? And that's part of the hard work, right? Tap back into your magic and tap back into your knowledge on this journey. And then we have air, the element, air energy. I just want to see what this says in the guidebook about this. This is a new guidebook that I got. Air. Logical, critical thinking, facts, information, research, and reasoning are required at this time. You may need more information before proceeding. Drawing this card asks you to call on the element of air to help find healthy resolutions. Enhance logical thought and inspire new ideas. Knowledge and magic. I think that's the thing. It's moving forward with logic. It's moving forward with the heart, the head over the heart. Because the heart wants to run back to those cups. The heart wants to run back to like those comfort zones and unhealthy coping mechanisms. But we need to move forward, Virgo, with the head over the heart, the air energy. The air is swords in the tarot, which is the intellect. So all that being said, Virgo, I hope this resonates. Don't forget to check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Don't forget to drop a comment with your name and a question if you want to be entered into the drawing for a free 3-card reading. Don't forget to like, comment, save, subscribe, share, all those buttons. If you want to join us, Virgo, I have a membership here on YouTube. It is only $9.99 a month. It is a great coven, a great community if you're looking for one. We do live readings, live yoga every week, live new moon and full moon workshops. You just hit that join button right there on my channel. I have it all. If you want to focus on that magic and knowledge, if you're a baby witch looking for somewhere to start, I have witchcraft and wellness courses. I have a witchcraft and wellness ebook. I have tons of offerings. I have a ton of free content here on YouTube. So I'll put all the links in the description box below, and I will see you next time, my lovely Virgos.